Hi, my name is Phoenix. I'm the College Success Professor. I teach students all of the things that you don't learn in the college classroom about how to be successful in college and after graduation so that you can graduate on time and on purpose. In this video, we're going to talk about mindset obstacles and limiting beliefs that can lead you to have an unsuccessful semester. So let's get started. The first self-limiting belief that we're going to talk about today is the magical thinker. And what the magical thinker is a person who believes that things will always work out in the end. They're very optimistic and they have the belief that things will work out for the best, things will be okay, things will be fine. And this is a variance of optimism that goes a little bit too far. It's a bit overly optimistic, especially in a university setting. For example, let's talk about grades. When you're getting your midterm grades back from your professor, you are often able to assess and determine how you're doing for the rest of the semester. For example, if your midterm grades are D or C or maybe even lower, it may indicate that your final grade could be the same unless you take some serious action. However, the magical thinker doesn't take this feedback into consideration, and instead they think that no matter what, it'll all work out, their grade will be fine at the end. And unfortunately, at the end of the semester, the magical thinker comes to the realization that it doesn't always work out. It's not going to be fine unless you take some serious action. So instead of this mindset belief being a magical thinker, you should instead take responsibility, create a plan, and implement what the plan is going to be. So in the case of a midterm grade that is not to your liking, you need to do a couple of different things. You can talk to your professor about your grade. You can meet with a tutor if you have not before. You can engage in the material. Perhaps you weren't reading the textbook or you weren't doing the work. You can do self-test. You can do a lot of different things or a combination of all of these things in order to raise your grade instead of just magically thinking everything's going to work out. Magical thinkers need to take action. The second type of student we're going to talk about today is the drama queen. And either you know a drama queen or you are a drama queen. And who the drama queen is the student who thinks that they're just so overwhelmed, it's just not going to work out for them, it's just not going to be okay, everything is a big deal, everything is taken personally, and everything is going to blow up. So instead of being a drama queen, we ask you to save the drama and instead think about what the situation that is really going on. Oftentimes, it may be imposter syndrome, so that you feel like you don't belong or you're really not good enough. It may be that you're overwhelmed with all of the stresses and burdens and the transition to college and your life as a student, having to take all those responsibilities. So what the solution is for the drama queen is to get some help, to set the priorities, to do some time management strategies such as figuring out what you have to do, creating a schedule for doing it, asking for help from other people who can help you to be successful. If you do have a lot of responsibilities, if you're really overwhelmed, asking for help is the number one thing. Asking for help from your family, if you need some support from your family, communicating with your family what your needs are and how they can best support you. Also, setting specific goals. Oftentimes, drama queens are all over the place because they haven't had an opportunity to focus and to clarify what they really want and what they should focus on. So setting some goals, establishing some habits and productivity routines will also be helpful for the drama queen. So if you know a drama queen or if you are a drama queen, try some of these habits and strategies and perhaps you'll have a little less drama in your life. The third type of person that we're going to talk about today is the comparanoid. And the comparanoid, we all have this issue from time to time. And what the comparanoid does is they compare their lives to everyone else's. They have the mindset or the belief that everybody has it together except for me. Everybody is doing okay except for me. And it could be the fact that you're looking at social media and everyone in college on other campuses are living their best life. Everyone in your major seems to know what they're doing in their path in life, and you don't. Comparanoid people, or people who have this comparison belief, are often unfocused on themselves and are too outwardly focused on others. If you've ever heard the quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy," then you know what I'm talking about. Instead of comparing yourself to others, instead, what you should do is compare yourself to your past self. For example, if you have a fitness goal, instead of comparing yourself to the idealized bodies and images that you may see online or on Instagram or even your friends, you should compare yourself to your past self. For example, if you're working out, if you have a fitness routine in place, compare your last workout to your current workout. Were you able to do more push-ups? Were you able to hold your plank longer? What progress have you made? What progress have you made? So instead of focusing on others, you can only compare yourself to yourself. You can only get incrementally better if you continue to focus on your goals and work toward your goals instead of focusing on other things that have nothing to do with you. So focus on yourself. Focus on your strengths and developing those. Focus on your personal growth and development. Personal growth is your responsibility. And instead of outwardly focusing, you should internally focus on yourself and your personal development and growth. That will alleviate some of the comparanoia or comparanoid behaviors that you're experiencing if you are a comparanoid. Another great quote for the comparanoid is, "Don't compare your beginning to someone else's ending." So when you are a comparanoid, you need to focus on your personal growth and development. You need to focus on how you can do better, how you can grow. Set some stretch goals. Set some goals that are so hard to achieve, you can focus on achieving them instead of focusing on others. So if you are the comparanoid or you're suffering from comparanoia, as it's called sometimes, those are some strategies to help you be less comparanoid and more successful in a semester in college. The fourth type of student that we're going to be talking about is the perfectionist. And everyone experiences some aspect of feelings that they need to be perfect in some aspects of their life. But especially the high achieving student or the high performing student or the student who thinks that they have a specific path that they need to walk through in order to be successful, the perfectionist tendencies can be very limiting and can be very detrimental to your success. You're never able to fully live up to the idealized version that you have in your mind. And there can be a great burnout factor when you're focusing on trying to be the perfect version of yourself. Being a perfectionist can help you in a lot of ways. For example, if you feel like you can't turn in the paper because it isn't perfect yet, or you don't know how to get started because you want it to be perfect, or you have to have a certain GPA in order to reach your career goals and dreams, it can hurt you in many ways. Instead of focusing on being perfect and being afraid of making mistakes, one way is to reframe how you're thinking about the situation. Oftentimes when we make mistakes, it's an opportunity to learn. Learning from failure, being afraid to learn from failure will not help you to be open to all of the possibilities that are a part of the college experience. Being open to different things, being open to variances from your path, variances from what you think you should be and what you think you should do will be a benefit to you, right? Rather than thinking you need to check off all the boxes on your perfect life so that you can be perfect when you graduate. Oftentimes students who have these perfectionist tendencies grow into adults who are unfulfilled and unhappy because they really haven't done the internal work and been open to other possibilities that will actually make them happy. So have you ever heard the term "done is better than perfect"? So try adopting this mindset when you're trying to check off all the boxes, when you think that the paper or the assignment is not good enough and you've been up all night working on it. Done is in fact better than perfect. So when you are a perfectionist, instead of focusing on the perfect idealized version of what it should be, focus on how you can learn, how you can grow, how you can do better and be better, but not necessarily be perfect. Focus on those incremental changes, not the perfection. The last person that we're going to talk about, the last type of student we're going to talk about today is the catastrophizer. And the catastrophizer has the belief that no matter what I do, it's not going to work out. It's a very pessimistic way to view the world. It's very detrimental to your mental health, because if you believe that it's all going to work out, you're suffering from a lack of motivation or apathy. And often that's really an underlying belief that you're not going to be successful, that you're not going to be happy, and it can lead to other concerns So instead of catastrophizing or thinking that, it's not going to work out, you might want to think about what the underlying emotion or what the underlying issue really is. Are you really overwhelmed? Are you really not sure why you're in college or what your purpose is for being there? These are maybe some root issues with regard to being a catastrophizer. So instead of giving up and thinking all that's lost, perhaps it's time for you to focus on your rationale or your reason or your purpose or motivation for being in college. What are some larger goals that you're hoping to accomplish as a result of getting your degree? What are some ways that you can focus and ask for help if you're feeling overwhelmed? If you're feeling like there's no point and there's no use, it's often a way that you can get a solution to the problem by asking for help, using the resources that are on campus, and reaching out, because no one gets through college on their own. No one gets through life alone. We've talked about the 5 mindset obstacles and limiting beliefs that can impair your ability to be successful in college. The magical thinker. Are you the magical thinker? Are you the catastrophizer? Are you the drama queen? Are you paranoid? Or are you a perfectionist? Which one are you? Hopefully, some of the strategies that we've talked about today have been helpful in helping you to figure out what solutions you can have if you have any of these issues. But let's talk about a few more. About what is the reality of the situation. What is the story you're making up in your head versus what is the reality of what the situation is with regard to your negative beliefs and self-limiting beliefs regarding your experiences in college? What's reality? What's the story that you're making up in your head? What action can you take instead of focusing and dwelling on your feelings and emotions and experiencing those feelings and emotions, but taking action and making things happen as a result? Also, think about the things that are actually within the realm of your control. What you can actually change and what actions you can take to make improvements. This will help you instead of focusing on or dwelling on these emotions and negative self-limiting beliefs. Hopefully you found the information in this video helpful. If so, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to learn more success strategies, then definitely subscribe. And if you think this video would be helpful to someone you know, then share. Until next time, thank you for watching.